Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gielinor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a quest cape. So I've played this account now for roughly 60 days of my life, and 10 of those days I've spent working towards one singular goal, and it's taken longer than anything else I've worked on for Trader Steve. That would be 99 agility, and I've done it entirely through the hallowed sepulcher. Today though, we are finally gonna reach 99 agility, and at last we'll get to see how much money I've earned, how long it took, how many rings of endurance we're gonna get, and everything else. Now before we get to training those last 2 levels, we need to finish off something we started in the last episode, and that is making history. This quest is way more annoying than I ever could have imagined, but we have to do it because it's actually vital for the continued progress of Trader Steve. Making history is required to do Song of the Elves, which of course is required to get the Boa Ferdinand. We need the Bofa so that we can stop doing this all the time and do more of this. Now to continue on with the quest, I need to unlock the observatory, and I'm currently in the Tree Gnome Stronghold, but there's one issue. There's no way to walk over there because there's a river in the way, and for some reason this chunk just doesn't get any bridges. So I have a bit of a dilemma. I either can unlock the chunk to the north as well, or the one to the south. Now in the long term, this isn't that big of an issue if they are going to be useful in quests in the future, but I'm very uncertain about both of them. The north chunk has ZMI, and I think a somewhat rare chance of being a quest location. It's not 100%. Or we can unlock Castle Wars, which I don't know if any quests go there either. None that I can remember. So I'm honestly not 100% sure on either of them. But because the northern chunk has more content in it, I think I'm going to take a risk on that one. If this is a mistake, so be it. But it's just really hard to know where each and every quest goes in this game, so some mistakes are bound to happen. So like I mentioned, this chunk has ZMI in it, which I don't think I'm ever going to really use, but it also has red salamanders, so that could be kind of helpful. Unfortunately, we just really didn't have a choice here. The observatory chunk actually is kind of nice. We get a fruit tree patch, which is going to be quite helpful when I need to train up farming. And I think we can actually just straight up do the observatory quest if we wanted, which we might as well. We're already here. Hey, there we go. Observatory done. Bringing us up to 127 quest points. Hey, we can get our Barrow's gloves pretty soon, right? Now, I said this quest was annoying and I meant it. So now it's time for another big decision, the Fremnik decision. To complete this quest, we need to go all the way to Rellekka. And how do we do that efficiently and without wasting any chunks? Well, I toyed around with quite a few different routes to get there, and I've actually changed my mind quite a few times. Originally, I was going to go through the lighthouse. I thought that was going to be a good option. But no, to go across a bridge, we needed the bar crawl mini quest, which is terrible. We're not doing that. We could almost just run in through the main pathway, but there's one potentially dead chunk that's unavoidable there. So the route I've actually decided to take is one to the east and sneak our way in over this agility shortcut. I believe this is going to be the shortest way, as well as a route that only goes over chunks that have quest locations in them. I'm like 97% sure. I guess we'll find out soon. So we have one item left, the Ring of Endurance, which we just got at the end of the last episode. And to get to Rellekka, we first need to unlock the mountain camp. This one's a safe one. There 100% is a quest that goes there. So we'll go up there first. There's not really anything major unlocked here besides the quest, although we can start it and maybe finish it now, I'm not sure. Now I didn't actually realize this until recently, but the Mountain Daughter quest actually requires this western chunk here, the one that connects Rellekka and the mountain camp. So that's great news, which means this route is definitely no wasted chunks at all. So it took a long time to buy this item. I think like a week. I don't know why it took so long, but we finally got our Twisted Coat tier 3 for just over 3.3 mil. Oh my god. Well, series over. So with that new item, we can unlock this chunk here. I don't even know what you would call it. There's almost nothing in it at all. Just a bunch of trees. Some black unicorns. I don't know if those are useful, but it does importantly have Spitty, which is a quest requirement NPC. And if we go a little bit to the north here, it looks like, nope. Okay, we don't quite have Keldegrim. That would have been really nice, but we'll have to hold off on that for now. So yep, just a singular NPC for that chunk, my god. So we're entirely out of money, and we want to get 99 agility soon, so there's only one real solution here, the hallowed sepulcher, and we did it for quite a while, probably like 4 or 5 hours. Unfortunately, didn't get a second ring yet, but that is roughly 5.5 mil in just basic loot. So after consulting the list, it appears the cheapest item on there right now is the archer icon, which we're able to grab for 3.8 mil. So actually a little cheaper than I thought, it has fallen a bit. A new item from Desert Treasure 2, can't do anything with it, but we'll chuck it in the bank. And importantly, that will allow us to unlock Rellekka. So we spent pretty much the entire episode so far just trying to complete this one quest, and I think with this chunk we can finally do it. Now Rellekka is a really big chunk, there's a ton of content in there, but unfortunately most of it is inaccessible until you've done some of the Fremennik storyline, which I don't think we can quite do yet. At some point we might want to consider getting our, Berserker Helm or Helm of Niznat, but for now we're just going to complete Making History. Okay, luckily we have Port Phasmatis as well. Otherwise, I probably would have cried. It's done. Probably the most difficult quest we've done in a while, Making History. 3 quest points, but most importantly, that means we only have 1 quest left for Song of the Elves. Now that would be everyone's favorite Morning Ends Part 2, but honestly, I kind of like it on Trader Steve because I think I have all the locations already. I will take a long quest any day over a quest that requires me to spend 50 mil just to get all the locations. There we go, Morning Ends Part 2 is done with, really not that bad with 2024 technology. Nowadays you also get 60k agility experience for that, so that's quite good. Brings us a bit closer to our agility cape. So now if we look at the Song of the Elves, all we have left is skill requirements. Well, the first one we're going to knock out of the way is Hunter. Thankfully we did recently unlock the Red Salamander. I mean, technically we already had these somewhere else, but we'll pretend like this chunk has some use, just let me cope, please. And we need to get to level 70. Okay, a few hours later, there we go, that is done. Probably one of the easier skill requirements knocked out. Well, very conveniently, we actually just hit 70 farming, just from doing some herb runs. I mean, we were pretty close. So yeah, that's another one done. That was really, really easy. So the next requirement we're working on is Herblore, but we have one issue. We have ran out of money. And we're only in the 50s, so we have still a while to go. So I think it's about time that we just finally knock out the goal we've been working on for so long. I've been picking away at it for nearly a year now, I don't even know. It's felt like forever. Let's finish the slowest 99 in the game, agility. Speed things up for the last 2 levels, I've decided only to loot the 5th floor. Previously I was doing floor 4 as well, but I'm getting impatient, I want to finish this up. So with this lab complete, there it is, 98 agility. Oh my god, only 1 level left, albeit a really long level. 1.2 million experience with only about like 70k XP per hour. It's gonna be like another 20 hours or something. So I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, Did I really just get 99 agility not on my main account? Like, I would be maxed pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've done. With this final lap, that is going to be 99 agility. My god, it's finally done with. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, did he forget to put in all the clips of all the rings of endurance he got along the way? No, we only are getting the one unless we get in this final lap here. Oh my god, that was the worst last lap. Oh no. Do we get out of the final chest? No. 472 hallowed coffins, 1 ring of endurance, so pretty unlucky. If we went on rate, we probably should have gotten like almost 3 or something. So we definitely missed out on a significant amount of money just from being a bit unlucky, but that's not really what the hallowed sepulcher is all about. So how much money did we make in total? Now I started the hallowed sepulcher as soon as you physically could, level 55 agility, and we've done nothing else except for the sepulcher. And here is the final loot. Now of course I did have to sell things off as we went. I wasn't about to wait 9 months to get some of the rewards from it. So we ended up with 62 mil earned on my laptop, including the 1 ring of endurance. We got 121 mil on my desktop, no ring of endurance unfortunately, and we also got about 20 mil just from hallowed sacks. So all in total, we earned 200 mil, going all the way to 99 agility with only agility's best moneymaker, the hallowed sepulcher. Now that sounds good, but it did take me about 200 hours. So all in all, we only probably made around 1 mil per hour, which isn't as good of a rate as you'd expect. My best guesses are we did it even at suboptimal levels for making money, like you make significantly less before you get to 92 agility. Plus we got unlucky. If we had gone more in rate, we would have made probably about 1.5 mil per hour, everything in. But 200 mil is nothing compared to the biggest reward of all, which is of course, friends we made along the way. No, of course, 99 agility is the main point. We've got it done with. We never have to train this goddamn skill ever again. Not to mention, we're also going to green log the hallowed sepulcher. We're going to buy the dark acorn just in case we ever get the pet, but that means fully done collection log. We are complete. We literally never have to come back here. Now in the short term, just the last level and a half earned us 25 mil. So we'll go ahead and liquidate that and we'll have plenty of money to train our skills and buy a few more items if necessary. But it's definitely the end of an era for sure. So all this loot here is just from a single level, although it is the longest one, but 25 mil-ish, but we need to liquidate it to know for sure. Okay, the only thing that didn't really sell off right away are these lockpicks, but it should be about 25 mil on the dot. Now one skill I've been dreading this entire time, no surprise, mining. Now I found this interesting little triple iron spot. It was actually the only one I had access to somehow in the Sisterhood Sanctuary. We're 63 mining right now and we need to get to 70, so I don't know how long I can handle it here, but we'll give it a shot. So just so you know, I gave up on iron mining almost immediately, like 5 minutes. I was like, nope, this isn't actually that quick for the effort, so we're gonna go to shooting stars instead and just relax. I just love shooting stars, I'm not gonna lie. We were doing this on the side and yeah, it's not that quick, but 20 to 25k an hour, not terrible when your mining level is pretty low. And we finally done it, 70 mining, plus we ended up with about 6,000 stardust, which I think we can buy like mining ring if we wanted. Okay, there we go, the lockpicks did finally sell off for another 2.1 mil, bringing our cash stack up to nearly 28 mil, which means we have a lot of money to work with. Not only to buy new items for our collection, but just for the next 2 skill requirements we have some expensive ones, Herblore and smithing. Firstly, we're gonna do Herblore because we already kind of got started on that. We're gonna start by investing 13 mil into Avanto potions. That should be enough to get us to 70, and we're not gonna lose all that money. We're gonna get some of it back, but still, Herblore is just notoriously expensive. I have no idea how much money we're getting back. We also have to buy 1.2 mil in Mortmire fungus. So that one is a pretty nice and quick one. 70 Herblore. Really only took a few hours, but the real question is how much money are we gonna lose from these 2,500 super energy potions? Oh my god, this actually wasn't bad at all. We're selling them for 13 mil, and we bought the ingredients for 14.4? See, only like a 1.2 mil loss, actually much less than I expected. We either got a really good deal on the Avanto potions or someone's getting ripped off here. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so the final skill is smithing. Now smithing is going to be a little different on this account because we don't have access to the blast furnace, and we don't have access to the goldsmithing gauntlets either. So we're gonna have to pick another method. I'm not really sure what the best option is, but I think we're just gonna smith steel bars. Surprisingly expensive, like honestly, this is probably as expensive as the Herblore training is gonna be, but I can't really think of a better option. So I guess we're just gonna smith like steel plate bodies or something. It's really not great though, because I think this is like 7 GP per XP, like it's really expensive. So we'll buy about 5.5 mil worth of steel bars and we'll see how much money we get back. So we're getting about 130k XP per hour doing this, and we went all the way to 68 smithing. We stop in there because we can now make mithril plate bodies, which are actually way cheaper, like half the cost, which is kind of funny. Now we ended up with 2,500 steel plate bodies, which we're selling for just about 2 mil, so we lost like 3.3 mil on these levels. Yeah, like what the hell, why is this so expensive? This is really not a good method. So although it was a bit expensive, there it is, 70 smithing. We finished it up with the mithril plate bodies, and that's really exciting because that means we're ready to go. We've done all of the skill and quest requirements for the Song of the Elves. There's just one thing left that potentially can make this challenging: chunk locations. I've only done this quest once when it originally came out 5 years ago, so I cannot remember where you have to go for this quest. But I think there's undoubtedly going to be chunks I need to unlock in Taranwin, Prifddinas, and maybe others around the map. I just have no idea. One thing's for sure though, I think we're going to be spending most of this 25 mil just to complete this quest. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.